Follow me, Luke. You'll be fine. All right. Hey, this is Matt with Sovereign Arms LLC, and we're back today to give a little video testimony. I'm here with Wade. Wade took our CCW class, personal protection inside the home, personal protection outside the home, and has signed up for our bodyguarding course, which is a 5-day tactical handgun course. And Wade, you have been through a lot of different types of training. You're very familiar with firearms. When you came and you took the personal protection inside the home class, did you have some preconceived ideas about what the class would be, or expectations about what the class would be?
I mean, I knew it was going to help me, I guess, guard my home a little bit better, or definitely find some areas that I could have improved in safeguarding my home, my family, and everything like that. And it definitely did. It let me think about some different stuff that I hadn't thought about before, as far as getting my family into one spot and just how to deal with the police in general while doing it.
Absolutely. And part of the personal protection in the home class is setting up safe room strategies, developing a defensive mindset, thinking through contingency plans, developing threshold stimuluses, which are the kind of the if-then scenarios that you go through. And they always go from a level of progression from a less lethal level to a more lethal level, so we always want to try to follow that progression, avoiding, evading, escaping, and deterring before we would ever engage somebody with a firearm. With the tactical exercises, there's about 15 live fire exercises in that personal protection inside the home class. Did you feel like you learned something as far as the presentation of the handgun, moving to concealment, the utilization of cover versus concealment?
Definitely using cover. That's a big one.
Yes, absolutely.
Not letting too much of yourself show.
Yeah,
so
and
you can see all of
Wade's
them.
a big guy, so it's hard for him to get behind cover. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
And the difference between cover and concealment is a big one, too, that people won't always get, because it's not like the movies. You can't dive behind the couch and bullets are going to stop you.
Absolutely. And the difference between cover and concealment is cover actually sustains incoming fire. Concealment generally is like camouflage, or something that you can hide behind. Now, did you feel like when you took those drills, did you experience like increased stress levels, and was it more difficult because of the way we ran the drills, increasing your heart rate, all the movement, and so forth?
Definitely felt increased stress. I mean, part of it is you're trying to visualize that you're somewhere, or you're in your house and somebody's breaking in.
Sure, sure.
You got your family and everything else to think about, and that just elevates stress even more.
Absolutely. So not only do we use visualization drills in personal protection in the home, but we also increase the physical stress levels. We're running up the driveway, running into the range. We had earlier testimonies about that. And utilizing the cover, strong side and weak side, kneeling and standing. How did you like the actual failure to fire drills, where we mixed in the snap caps with live ammunition?
Those are good. I like that.
Yeah, that's very effective, and that's very realistic when it comes to real life shooting. I mean, ammunition's not a perfect science, and if the gun fails to fire, we have to get the gun back into battery immediately. Now, Wade also took our personal protection outside the home. He's actually somewhat famous now, as he's featured in one of our videos on there. And when you went to sign up for that course and you took 2 full days, it was about 12 to 13 hours per day, over 500 rounds shot in that course. That course, Wade, was we started off drawing from the holster, presenting the firearm from the holster, not with a cover garment. We did about 500 presentations in the classroom that morning, and then we moved to having the cover garment over the firearm, and then presenting from concealment, and then we actually went out to the range. How did you feel that you did in that class on that first day, drawing from concealment?
I did all right.
Okay. Yeah? Yeah. And so we go over...
From the first day to the last day, though, or from the first to the second day, it's
huge difference. And so on the first day, we do about, like I said, about 500 presentations from concealment, 400 presentations live fire. And what we're trying to do is really get you to understand getting the clothing out of the way, the 7 steps of actually presenting the gun, gripping the gun, pulling it, rotating, joining, extending, firing, lowering the firearm, scanning and assessing for extra threats, and then reholstering the firearm. Now, had you ever done any presentation with a firearm from concealment before that class?
You mean in real life, or just...
No, like practice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had kind of done that a few times. Did you feel like when you came to the class, that the instruction that you got helped you to be much more professional,
Yes.
much more exact?
Yep.
Excellent, okay. And then the second day, we have a plethora of exercises that we do on the second day. We're drawing from concealment, moving to cover, moving up and down the range, drawing and turning 180, 360 degrees, 90 degrees. How did you feel like those exercises were in thinking about real life and the applications from concealment that all these variables and angles of attack could happen?
Worked out really good because it helps you, like we did drills where we were trying to protect family or a loved one, getting in front of them, getting the gun out. I really liked it. I enjoyed it, especially like if you were at a restaurant when we were sitting in the chairs and stuff.
And had to turn up, yeah. So in those classes, we try to make them very realistic. We try to emulate or simulate real-life circumstances. Because I had a very advanced class when Wade did the class, we did bring in a few exercises from some of our bodyguarding techniques and so forth. But certainly, just protecting a loved one, walking down the street, like you said, if I was with my wife, I would certainly jump in front of her, but I don't want to present the firearm in such a way that I'm sweeping my wife on the draw. So we showed them how to do that. And then we had low-light shooting. We had sections on holster purse carry for the women and fanny pack carry. Now, after you presented the firearms several hundred times in that class, from day 1 to day 2, and your accuracy in shooting and the presentation, how did you feel that you were, as far as being equipped for a real situation where you would have to draw your firearm out and possibly use it to stop a threat?
Felt ready.
You felt ready?
I mean, you can't really say anything else other than that. But
yeah.
Just know what to do.
Yeah, and that's the goal. Now, before you took the class, did you feel equipped and ready to actually present the firearm and utilize it?
Yes and no. Under certain circumstances, the perfect world, yeah, and then in other circumstances, not so much.
Understood.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel was the most impactful thing, or the thing from personal protection outside the home class that you took away that was impacted your life or changed the way that you viewed your skills at that moment?
Well, I mean, like I said before in the class, it helped me because my shooting style is totally different than what I always trained with because of the stress. Made me go into that natural, point of aim, isosceles basically.
Right.
That makes a huge difference, especially in accuracy. And then there's, just the different, trying to make my training more dynamic than just sitting there and sitting at home and drawing and drawing.
Sure.
Drawing cover, cover. Moving to get places where you normally wouldn't think to get to. And just generally looking around for somewhere to go or even run away to.
Sure, absolutely. And now that class was 2 days. It was about $450. How do you feel as far as the value of the $450 for a 2-day NRA course and what you got out of that class? How do you feel? Was that a good deal for you?
Well, this is the way I kind of look at it. It's the kind of 1%. And this is what I've learned just through other training and things like that. You go through your whole life and only 1% of your life is kind of that you can't afford to screw up. And $450 for the rest of my life, that's well worth it to me. I mean, for the life of my family, kids, strangers, somebody getting beaten, whatever.
Sure.
To me, that's $450. That's like $2 for a thing level beaten.
There you go. Now, do you feel that the Missouri law only requires you to take concealed carry class? Where do you think that your gun handling skills were compared to when you first came in and took that class, or sat through that class with us, because I think you had your permit.
Yeah.
But just coming through and sitting through that class where you were, and then 2 classes later.
Personally, I think people who just, this I'm just going to say, sure. I mean, I don't know if I fall under that status just from everything else, but for the average person, I would say you're more likely to either get yourself shot or possibly not the person you're aiming at. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, and I would agree. And we have probably, we've trained about 2,500 people here in the past 2.5 years, and probably less than about 0.5% actually come back and take the additional training. So would you feel that after you took that training, you were really felt confident that if I really was in an attack, fighting for my life, fighting to save my family or an innocent third party, compared to where you were at before you came in that CCW class, do you feel very confident that you could survive through
Oh, yeah.
a real attack?
Definitely higher up than when I just had a concealed carry.
Sure. Well, excellent. Well, Wade, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Again, Wade is one of our students. Also, he's featured in our video on the personal protection outside the home course. We'd sure love to have you come by and take your class, personal protection inside the home or personal protection outside the home. Great classes. Really, we're wanting to impart as much as we can to this community, and so we hope that everybody will come back and take further training, build their skill set, and get to the level where they can confidently and safely, professionally and articulately protect themselves, their homes, their families, and their loved ones. So stop by, give us a call, PPITH, PPOTH. We're here at Sovereign Arms LLC, 287-8821, or on the web, www.sovereignarms.com. My name's Matt. I'm the owner and senior instructor here, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.